Hey family, welcome back to Imani Invests. Today I want to tell you a story about two sisters who grew up in the same house, went to the same schools, and eventually earned almost identical salaries throughout their careers. But at age 65, their lives look completely different. The first sister retired with $1.4 million in the bank. Her house is paid off, she's financially free, and she spends her time traveling and helping her grandkids with college. She never looks at the price tag when she goes out to eat. The second sister retired with only $180,000. She still has 12 years left on her mortgage and lives with constant anxiety. She's working part-time at a retail store because Social Security just doesn't cover her bills. She lies awake at night wondering if she can afford both her medicine and her property taxes. How did they end up so far apart? It didn't happen in their 20s or 30s. The divergence happened entirely in their 40s. Your 40s are the most consequential financial decade you will ever experience. It's the decade where the stakes multiply and the decisions you make, even the ones that seem small, determine the entire shape of your future. Today, I'm going to show you why this decade carries so much power and what you can do right now to make sure you end up on the right side of that divide. There are three forces that make your 40s the golden window for wealth. First, this is your peak earning power. For most of us, our income hits its highest point between 42 and 55. You have more raw material to build wealth than ever before. Second, you still have compounding time. At 40, you still have 25 years until retirement. That is enough time for your money to quadruple. A dollar invested at 42 works dramatically harder than a dollar invested at 50. Third, your expenses begin to stabilize. The kids are getting older, the house you bought years ago fits your budget better, and you've already bought most of your furniture and stuff. This creates a margin, extra money that didn't exist in your 30s. The question is, does that margin go into your retirement bucket, or does it get swallowed up by a bigger lifestyle? Let me show you the math. Imagine you reach 40 with $100,000 in savings, and you earn $110,000 a year. If you stay disciplined and save 15% of your income throughout your 40s and 50s, you'll retire with about $1.35 million. But if you decide to live it up in your 40s and only save 5%, then try to catch up. By saving 15% in your 50s, you'll end up with only $780,000. That's a $570,000 gap. You can make up for lost time in your 40s by working harder in your 50s. The math just doesn't work that way. The first big trap in your 40s is the housing upgrade. We feel like we've earned a bigger, nicer home. But moving from a $350,000 house to a $600,000 house can increase your costs by $2,000 a month. Over 25 years, that extra money could have grown into over $1 million in retirement wealth. That dream home might literally be costing you $1 million of freedom. The family that stays in the modest home is the one that gets to retire early and help their kids buy their own houses later. The second trap is luxury vehicles. We trade the reliable sedan for a prestige SUV between the higher payments, insurance, and repairs. This decision can easily drain $300,000 from your retirement nest egg. The third trap is children. It's education. We love our kids and want the best for them. But taking out huge loans or stopping your retirement contributions to pay for an expensive private university is mortgaging your future. Your children have their whole earning lives ahead of them. You only have a decade or two left. It's okay to choose a state school and keep your retirement on track. I want to tell you about two couples, Marcus and Keisha versus James and Tasha. At 40, both couples earned about $160,000. Marcus and Keisha decided to upgrade the house, get the luxury SUVs, and pay for their daughter out of state tuition with loans. They never felt irresponsible, they just felt like they were enjoying their success. But by age 65, they only had $685,000. Which sounds like a lot until they realize they'd run out of money by age 80. They are now facing a very stressful retirement. On the other hand, James and Tasha stayed in their modest home. They bought used cars and sat down with their kids to find scholarships for state colleges. They felt like they were swimming against the current while their friends were buying boats. But by age 65, they had $1.6 million and a paid-off house. They are completely free. The striking part: both families felt equally happy in their 40s. Research shows we adapt to a fancier lifestyle in about 18 months. Marcus and Keisha didn't actually enjoy their 40s more. They just spent more. If you are in your 20s or 30s, start the habit of automatic saving now, so you don't even have to think about it when the pressure to upgrade hits. If you are in your 40s right now, audit your life. Is your house too big? Is your car a status symbol? Every yes to a bigger lifestyle is a no to your future security. And if you already past your 40s and feel behind, dawn, lose heart. Every bit you add now improves your outcome. Consider downsizing now rather than later to release some of that home equity into your retirement bucket. We often feel like we've earned the right to spend our peak earnings on nice things. But the real gratification isn't a bigger house or a shinier car. True gratification is optionality. It has the power to leave a job you hate, the power to handle a family emergency without fear, and the power to say no to things that don't serve your soul. Picture yourself at 70 years old. In one version of your future, you relaxed, planning a trip to see your grandkids, knowing you secure. In the other version, you recounting pennies and worrying about the cost of your prescriptions. Both versions of you were created by the decisions you made between age 40 and 50. Your 40s will pass whether you are intentional or not. Use this decade to build your legacy, not just your collection of stuff. You got this. Family. If this resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe to Imani Invests, and share this with a sister who needs to hear this truth today. Wealth is built one decision at a time. I'll see you in the next one.